was a good clap.
Thank you. Welcome to True Crime or False Crime. I am your host, Jordan Katcher, and I'm here to ask our contestants a question as old as the premise for this show. Was that a true crime or a false crime? I'm here with this week's contestant, Kirk Novak. Welcome, Kirk. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Thank you for having me.
That is good in spite of the heat. I'm glad that you're fantastic.
The heat is miserable, but otherwise I am fantastic.
Well, I appreciate you coming in for questioning. Shortly, I will offer you prompts about crimes and criminals in varying styles that either contain true, real-life facts or purely fabricated phoniness. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Great. And it's up to you to get to the bottom of what's what. Here's how the game works. Odd number prompts. They're going to be true crime or false crime. And this means that I'll tell you about a crime, and you'll answer with true crime or false crime. Correct answers to those questions will get you 1 point. And then even-numbered prompts will be 5 different types of prompts, which we'll explain as we go through the game. And those can only be played once per game. You get to choose what order they're played in. And all of those will get you 2 points if you answer them correctly. You with me?
I am with you.
Fantastic. And then our final prompt of the game, the 11th question, is always last meal, which is where I will tell you about a death row inmate's final meal. Is it genuine or just a sham? Correct answers to the final question can get you 5 points.
Wow. Okay.
If you get everything right, you can walk away with 20 points and earn a spot on our leaderboard. The top 3-point earners at the end of the season will compete in a head-to-head showdown of real or fake proportions.
I love it.
Are you ready to roll?
I am ready to roll.
All right, let's play some true crime, false crime. First card. In 1963, 2.3 million pounds, 40 million pounds today, was stolen from a post office train in England by a 15-member gang without using a single gun. The group interfered with the signals on the railroad tracks and stopped a Royal Mail night train from Glasgow to London that was carrying mail packages and substantial sums of money. Without playing a game of Monopoly in a barn with all the stolen money and leaving their fingerprints all over the place, they would not have been discovered. Is that a true crime or a false crime?
It sounds like the great train robbery, so we're going to go with true crime.
That is a true crime. Fantastic work. And we've got 1 on the board. If somebody could be keeping track of points, that would be the most ideal thing possible.
I've got
All right.
it up here.
So that was our first question. Now on to our second question. You get to choose what kind of prompt you get. We have person of interest, it's the law, reverse round, have you seen that doc, and sentenced. What's your pick?
Let's go in order. Let's go with person of interest.
All right, so the way person of interest works, I read you the name of a criminal and the crime that they committed. They may be true, they may be fake.
Okay.
Person of interest, this is worth 2 points. Miles Walker, fleeing to a foreign country.
False.
Correct, that is false.
Nice.
That is a false person of interest. On to our third question. True crime, false crime. In 1922, a disgruntled fairgoer shot a pistol at then Vice President Calvin Coolidge while he was giving a speech at the Iowa State Fair. The bullet went straight through Coolidge's left shoulder blade. Coolidge leapt from the stage, tackled the shooter to the ground, and knocked him unconscious with a single punch. Coolidge then made a full recovery in the Sacred Heart Hospital in Des Moines.
I want that to be true. It's a true crime.
That is a false crime, unfortunately. That is a false crime.
I wanted presidents to tackle people.
It's a fun image for Calvin Coolidge.
Roosevelt did something like that. Like he got shot and then finished a speech or something.
Well,
or had a heart attack. I don't know.
Bully for you, Teddy. Bully for you. All right, moving on. We have our next even-numbered prompt. Person of interest is off the board. What would you like next?
Just gonna keep going down the line.
Straight on down the line. It's the law. I'm going to tell you about a wacky law that could be real or not.
Okay.
In Florida, it is a finable offense to grow any plants in your home. True or false?
True.
False. Damn it. That is not true. You are allowed to grow plants in your home in Florida.
It just sounded like a Florida law.
It's too healthy to do in Florida.
A law that would be on the books but not enforced.
All right, it's the law off the table now. On to our next.
I got to break this slide that I'm on.
True crime, false crime. It is. You are on a not so good streak, but a streak nevertheless. Starting in 2000, Thierry Tilly stole more than £4 million from French aristocrat Christine de Verdrine. Tilly tricked her and 10 members of her family that they were being targeted by an evil cabal made up of multiple people, including members of their own family. His con included paranoia to the point that the family had barricaded themselves into their home, the Chateau Martel. True crime? False crime?
False crime.
That is a true crime. He really did that. He tricked this family into being trapped in their own home because he tricked them into thinking they were being hunted by their own family.
It was when they were barricading themselves in the home that I thought it was going over the top, but
sometimes,
dang it.
Sometimes fact is stranger than fiction.
Okay.
All right, do you want to...
Reverse round.
Reverse round. So if you notice, there are no cards on this stack for reverse round. The way reverse round works is you are going to offer me a crime to decide whether it is true or false. So if you know any crimes, hit me with them. If you want to improvise a crime or make it up, hit me with it. And I have to try and tell if it's a true or false crime. This is the reverse round.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let's do it. Can I have a second just to, kind of think about it a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah. Take your time.
Okay. There was a couple that were married, but it didn't work out, so they got divorced, and they were filling out the divorce paperwork, and the husband filled out the divorce paperwork. We'll say his name is Raymond.
The confidence in this fake name is not voting well for you.
I'm doing terrible. I will start this. I get a mulligan. Yeah, I don't even know what I was going with that. So, Dylan Philly punched a pedestrian in the head and caused significant brain trauma and spent some time in jail.
Oh no! I'm going to say that is a true crime.
It is a true crime.
That is a true crime, which regrettably means that you do not get the point. What? Oh no! Oh no! Is everybody okay? Has everybody recovered from this?
I don't know much more about it other.
Okay, fair enough. All right, moving on to our next true crime or false crime. In 1931, 56-year-old Carl Tanzler worked at a Florida hospital. He met and fell in love with 22-year-old Maria Elena Milagro de Hoyos, who was dying from tuberculosis. After her death, Tanzler visited de Hoyos' grave and claimed that her spirit encouraged him to remove her from the grave and take her home. So one night in 1933, Tanzler carried de Hoyos back home in a wagon, preserved and stuffed the woman's corpse, and then lived with the body in his home for 7 years.
We're going to go with true crime.
That is absolutely a true crime. That is 100% a true crime, and it is wild to me.
That is wild to me.
Just the smell alone.
I mean, I was going to say false crime, but...
Because it's wild.
I've learned not to go with my instincts, and also that I am a terrible spontaneous crime creator.
We're a sneaky bunch over here. We're trying to trick you, and we've done it a few times so far. All right. Straight on down the line.
Let's do it. Have you seen that doc?
Have you seen that doc? I'm going to read you the title and synopsis of a true crime documentary or docu-series. You know, is it real or is it phony?
We're just going off the do I get a little bit of the premise?
So I'll give you the title and a bit of the premise. Killer Deal. An investigation into the cold case surrounding the Sacramento eBay killings.
I'm going to go with, that's a fake crime.
That is absolutely a fake crime podcast. The Sacramento eBay killings are not a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing.
Yeah.
eBay seems like it is a very fertile ground for unsuspecting victims.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to promote that.
Craigslist crimes.
All right, on to our next true crime, false crime question. In 1921, local law enforcement in Arlington, Texas, raided the home of DeWitt Matlock under the suspicion of liquor distribution. While searching his home, not only did they discover the proof needed to arrest him for liquor distribution, but also the body of Latrice Jorgensen, who had been missing for 3 weeks.
We'll go with false crime.
That is a false crime. That is not a real crime. You are nailing it. You undid your negative streak, and we're on a positive streak.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling good now.
We're approaching the end. We've only got a few questions left, and we are going to move on to our final unique prompt. This one is called Sentenced. And basically, I'm going to read you the sentencing a judge handed down for a criminal and the crime that they did to deserve that. You have to tell me if it's real or false. As punishment for pickpocketing, you are hereby sentenced to 5 years in prison. Each year on the anniversary of your incarceration, you will have 1 digit of your choice removed.
Can I hear that again?
Absolutely, I would love to. As punishment for pickpocketing, you are hereby sentenced to 5 years in prison. Each year on the anniversary of your incarceration, you will have 1 digit of your choice removed. Like a finger or
right. And this is a real sentence or a fake sentence?
It is either a real or a fake sentence.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to go with fake sentence.
You're absolutely correct. That is a fake sentence. And that is all of our unique prompts off the board. We have one last true crime. Wait, is this question 10?
That was question 10.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So we are on 11 now.
So now we are moving on to the final question.
Last meal.
Which is the last meal. I'm going to tell you about a last meal that was provided to a death row inmate. And you have to tell me whether that was an actual meal eaten by a death row inmate before they kicked the bucket. Or if it's fake. The meal is figgy pudding.
Figgy pudding?
Figgy pudding.
That's it. There's like it's not attached to a person who requested it. It's just
It is just the menu item.
Now can this menu item be on like a spread, or is this just the thing they had?
This is the main item requested as their last meal.
It.
And this specific one is...
I'm going to go with that's a real last meal.
That is a fake last meal. He does not get the 5 points for the final.
Damn!
Do we have a point tally? Where are we at?
I just want to clarify.
Okay. Good time to do that.
So the odd numbers are only worth 1.
Correct. The true crime, false crimes, yes.
The evens are all worth 2.
Correct, except for last meal, which is 5. But it doesn't matter because I didn't get it.
It doesn't matter because you didn't.
I did not get it.
In that case, we have 9.
9 points, Kirk.
That's not. I don't think I'll be coming back for the finals.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The long season ahead of us. Kirk, thank you so much for being here. Before this episode kicks the bucket, do you have any last words?
God help me.
God help me. Kirk Novak, thank you so much. Everybody at home, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any true crimes or fake crimes that you'd like featured on the show, you can tweet us at truecrimefalse or email us at truecrimefalsecrime@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. We'll be back soon with another exciting edition of True Crime, False Crime. Until then, I am Jordan Katcher. Stay true or false.
This was a Little Bit Fastenau production.